Hey guys, it's Kate and I hope you're having a wonderful day. I am here with my jelly plate and this thing has not made an appearance in a video in like 100 years. So I've got a whole bunch of old magazine pages. I have some copy paper. I have my deli paper, which is translucent, and these will make some interesting marks. If you want to join along with me, you can paint. Like we have done several videos together where I've painted and made marks directly on the paper. But today I'm going to use my jelly plate. If you have one or want to join along, grab whatever papers you have on hand. I've got some different like spatulas and paint spreaders or putty knives or whatever you want to call them. I can't think of the word now. I even have one that's got like a little bit of a texture on it, which will make some wavy lines. I've got my stylus. I've got some string, a couple of things to make little stamp marks, whatever you have. I mean, I'm just grabbing stuff from just around my craft area. So whatever you've got that makes some texture. If you have stencils, I'm going to be probably using some of those today. And if you have a brayer, it makes it really nice to spread. So just buckle up, join in, and we will get to paint spreading. And I have a ton of paint, like just a pile of paint over here. So I don't know how many colors I'll end up using, but we'll just have some fun together today. So I think I'm just going to grab the first color that I see, which is my bright aqua green. And I really love this color. So I'm going to put just a couple little dabs on my jelly plate and get to rolling. And once we kind of get into a good rhythm, this goes so fast. All right, now I think I'll start off with my copy paper, but first I'm going to do some different marks in my jelly plate. So I'm just going to roll off my excess over here to the side, and I'm going to actually grab this first one and put some stripes in this. Just like this. And how about we get a second color? Actually, you know what? Why don't I take a print off of this first? And I'm just going to keep using my brayer to get a good print. All right. Let's see what we've got. Awesome. Now let's get going on some more, shall we? I'm going to use this flesh tint next. And start spreading this. I'm trying not to get it too thick, but get good coverage here on the paper. And I'm going to use this for some more cast-offs. And why don't we make some stripes this way? Just like that. And I've got a baby wipe to the side that I can use to wipe off my different tools. And why don't we use this same paper? Ooh, I like that. It's almost like a little checkered marks. Okay, I'm gonna just keep going without cleaning off my sheet. So for this one, I think I have this copper. I think I'll go with some metallics. And I'm gonna do a second color, maybe some black. And let's just see how this goes. I'm gonna do the black first and just start spreading this a bit. And then I'm going to start in with this copper. And I love how this combination works. I don't really know what it's going to look like with the other colors, but let's give it a try and see. I think I'll do a magazine paper for this one. I'm just going to do this bed page and then get this nice and rubbed in. I have a tear on this paper, so I have to just be kind of careful with that, but that's cool. And it has a little bit of shimmer. So if I hold this up close, you'll see some almost like cells, and I love that. You can see the shimmer on it too. That looks really cool. So what I'm going to do is take my little tool. I'm going to put some little circles in here. I'm just going to scatter these around my page and then wipe off the excess. And how about I grab one of my deli papers this time? I love how this goes down. I actually have not done jelly printing with my deli paper yet, so this is going to be an interesting experiment. And this paper's pretty delicate, so it might leave with this little crease here, but it might have some pretty interesting effects that way. Oh. So part of my magazine paper transferred. Look. You can see the background. That's really cool. Okay, I did a transfer by accident. Didn't even know it. But look at that. So cool. I love that. All right. Let's keep on going. I am going to go back to this copper, and I'm just going to put some to the side on another piece of paper. Well, might as well just do it on here. Why not? And I've got a little bit of piece of something there, but that's okay. All right, I'm just going to make a little stripe here. And then I'm going to take this little stamp again and do some copper stamps. Once I get these all down, then I'm going to let this dry completely, and I'm going to put on a black background, I think. Maybe white. I don't know. I'm going to do a little bit of a contrasting color. But I want there to be some copper everywhere, and I kind of want to have a little bit of an ombre effect. So I'm going to let this dry for a few minutes, and then we're going to go ahead and put our paper on. All right, I'm back and mostly dry. So I'm going to spread some black on this page. If a little bit of the copper gets mixed in, I'm okay with that. I'm just going to go kind of gently here and get this spread around. And I'm trying to use a thin coat of paint so that it does dry quickly. And if you're working in layers on your jelly plate, you'll just want to wait for layers to dry, or if you get too impatient, mostly dry like me. And then when you are putting down your layers, if you're going to do multiple layers, the only thing you want to just make sure of is that the ones you want to show on top are on the bottom layer here. So that way when I pull it up, even though you can't see the copper very well here, it will show up on the page. So I'm going to grab another deli paper, I think, and put this down. So I'm going to start at one end and just smooth this out, and hopefully enough paint sticks to it. But I think this will be a pretty cool effect. So I'm just getting this pressed in well. And then I'll pull it back. And I can see a little bit, but I think I need to do this again on some white paper. But I think this is going to be a really neat little metallic piece. And I can keep pulling more prints and more prints. I'm getting paint all over me. This is a messy process, folks. But I still have my copper marks down here. So I'm going to do another layer of the black and then do some plain copy paper. And it's handy to have an extra piece of paper over to the side where you can roll off any excess paint. So I'm going to dig down here till I get my copy paper. Let's see how this goes. Copy paper might always be a little bit my favorite. Although the deli paper really lends itself well if you're going to be painting your own papers and not really using the deli plate or the jelly plate. I like the transparency of it. All right, I'm just going to get this nice and attached. Hopefully we can make a full pull and get all those good coppery marks from the bottom. All right. I think this, oh yeah, that's much better. Look at that color. This is gorgeous. I'm even pulling up a little bit of that original turquoise and the stripes, but look at that texture and the shine. And I love these dark pieces. Wow, that's great. Okay, now I still have color on here. Why don't we go with a different color now? I think I'm going to do some of this purple lake. And this is kind of a transparent color, which is pretty nice. I'm going to grab my narrow one and add some simple stripes. Now I'm going to let this dry for a minute, and then I'm going to add a second color. Okay, I'm at the impatient stage again. So I've got my transparent purple mostly dry. I'm going to go in with a lighter purple. This is Brilliant Purple from Liquitex. This is an opaque color, so it should fill in the background around everything. So I'm going to put a little bit of that down and spread it with my roller. And I love these sort of ghost marks that you get from where the jelly plate isn't completely clear or cleaned, and you get sort of these artifacts on them, and it just adds this most wonderful texture that you really can't get any other way. It's one of the reasons why I love the jelly plate, because I don't know any other way to make those marks happen. So it's really wonderful when you get some of those organic marks in your project, and I just love pulling these prints. I've got kind of a box of jelly prints that is sort of sitting here waiting for some love, but they're just so fun to make, and I do pull them and use them in collage, but it's like once you set up and start doing them, you want to do a whole bunch. Looks like I got some water on my paper. Oops. Now I have thought of doing, this is really pretty. I like this a lot. I've thought of doing maybe, I don't know, giveaways or something on this channel, and I was trying to think, what could I have a giveaway for if I decided to do that? And maybe something like these jelly plate pulls would be something. If any of you would want some collage paper that is sent to you from Kate Miles Art, if any of you were interested in that, leave a comment below and let me know. I think I'm going to keep with the purple, and I'm going to do a color mix this time. I'm going to grab this turquoise blue and get a little combo going on here. And I might be able to get a couple of pulls with this, but we'll see. That's a strong blue, but I'll bet there's some pretty nice color going on underneath. Why don't we try another magazine page? And I will just set this down. I think that first one where it kind of left that print behind, that was pretty cool. I wonder if that would happen again here. Let's see what we get. That's kind of neat. I think this is going to be a good candidate for a second pull. And so we've got some extra stuff here. I think what I'll do is grab my stylus and just make some marks and move some paint around. I don't know if it will actually do anything or not, but we'll see. All right. Let's try another deli paper. Oh, now we're getting into the layers. I like this too. Look at that. You can see even those little stylus marks that I made on here. That looks pretty cool. All right. Let's look at adding some more texture on here. How about we break into our cad orange? That would be a fun color, I bet. All right. It'll kind of be a very bright background color to the rest of our blue. But blue and orange is a complementary color, or they are complementary colors. So as long as I don't make too much mud here, we'll see how this pulls. Now for this one, I want to experiment a little bit with my string. So I'm going to grab a length of string and my scissors. This is just baker's twine. I got it at the dollar store. So nothing special, but I'm going to just spread this around on my plate. And then we will pull another print. I love that. That's awesome. Wow. And it's such a clean line. That's pretty incredible. I like that a lot. All right, let's keep going. So I'm going to have a bit of a ghost left behind on here. Why don't we try pulling another one? And why don't we go for some yellow and orange? Or maybe just even yellow. Let's try it on another magazine piece. It pretty much just toned it, but I'm going to have that in the second pull pile also. Okay, so I did leave behind a little bit of a ghost print here from the magazine page, so let's keep building on this layer, why don't we? And I'm going to grab some of this rose pink, and this rose pink is a really gorgeous color. It's another opaque color, so it will show up really nice and bright behind that yellow, which is pretty transparent. And I still have that ghost kind of hanging out from the thread also, which I might do another lay down of the thread, and we'll just see what happens. Why don't we do that? Okay, so let's do a different lay down. And I'll kind of put it in sort of a similar direction, but we'll just see how it goes. Look at that. That's really cool. It's like almost graphic arty. Kind of wanted to another thread print. Oh, what other color can I use? Let's just do a stencil. Okay, I grabbed this floral stencil. I'm just gonna set this right on top, and why don't I grab this purple again? Now what I can do first is, I think I'm gonna grab this yellow page and set it right here. I'm gonna lift my stencil, and I don't want to waste this paint that's on top, so I'm going to flip this right onto my paper, and I'm going to roll it on, and hopefully I can also make a faint print on this magazine page. Let's see how it turns out. Look at that. That's gorgeous. Nice. All right. So I've got this. This is pretty wet, so I'm going to set this aside. I'm going to pull another print. This is my roll-off sheet. Hopefully I don't run out of spaces to to put my wet papers. All right. So now we have a nice little flower print on here. I need another color, and I think I will go with this bright aqua green again. This is a nice opaque color. That should work pretty well. All right. And this is good. This is kind of thick, so what I might do is do another magazine page to pick up the excess paint, and then do another regular sheet. And then with that magazine page with the excess, I can do another print with that to get some more pattern and texture on there. Let's grab the magazine first. And why don't we just do this Arden perfume. And I'm just going to do a light press, just like that. And the magazine pages are pretty easy to pull up. And it leaves a pretty cool print anyway on the magazine, which is nice. All right. Now I've got this. I am going to grab another piece of my printer paper and get this on here. Oh yeah. Look at this. That's really cool. I like this a lot. All right. Okay. I am going to grab this again because this is pretty dry. So I'm actually going to grab some of my titanium white. And I'm just going to set this back a little bit centered in the frame again. So I'm going to grab some white, and I'm just going to do a quick blend. I kind of like having that cloudy look because I want some of the blue to show through still. So I'm just going to embrace that. And then I'm going to put some of this baker's twine on here, but I'm going to cut some more. All right, let's have some more on here. That looks pretty good to me. Okay, then I'm going to grab my little stamper again and make some circles because I love my circles. Y'all know. Let's grab this magazine sheet. This is our blue one with some ghost printing on it already. And let's see what we get. So I'm going to press down pretty firmly, make sure we get our string on there, pick up our circles, and let's see. I'm just making sure, like I'm kind of feeling where that string is, and I'm just making sure I press on it so that way I get a good outline of that string on the sheet. Now, I've never actually seen or done those image transfers before, so had no idea I could actually do it by accident on a piece of paper. So that's pretty cool. But ooh, look at that. That's really neat. I love the string. The string is like my favorite, guys. Man. All right. I'm going to leave that string there. I think I'm going to do another coat of something. What color do I want? You know what? I think I want to contrast with this white. So I am going to go for some burnt sienna. I think my next pull is going to be with plain paper, or do I want to do the magazine page again? It seems to work well getting kind of a base coat. I kind of like that. Yeah, why don't we do that? Okay. I kind of like this fan. So if I get a transfer, I won't mind that at all. Okay, let's rub this in a bit, but not too much. And get our first pull that we can reprint on later. And then I'm going to put my string back on here and do some more loops. Let me grab a piece of paper. I've got just paper everywhere. I'm even pulling up some of that old turquoise. Oh, this is fabulous. And you don't, I mean, some of my favorite pulls that I'm making, this is just string. Guys, you don't need fancy stuff. I mean, you can use stencils and all that stuff, but look how cool this is. And it's literally string that's doing it. And whatever's left over from the ghost prints. Okay, I'm going to leave that there again. All right, I'm going to grab this one because it didn't have a ton of printing on it, and I think it'll still be a fine color. What I might do is add a little bit of copper back in here. I do love the metallics. It didn't really add too much. I pulled up that back layer, but I don't seem to be able to pull straight down like I can with the other papers. So that is something good to keep in mind. So what I might do is keep this here, and I am going to go into my Van Dyke brown, add a little bit of this stamping. Let's see. Since I haven't covered the whole plate, I don't know if I'll be able to pull up that whole print of like the leftover string on here and stuff, but I'll give it a try. Why not? I'm even going to get my brayer. Maybe that'll help just really push it in there. Well, I got some, but this is going to be nice because it's sort of a sporadic pattern. And that way I can still take advantage of some of that translucency that you get with the Deli paper. So I'm going to like working with that. And then I've still got some good texture here. So I'm actually going to grab my little silicone tool and kind of scrape up what's left here and make some marks. I'm going to go back to this yellow. Just get a little bit, and I'm going to paint with some yellow on here too. All right, let me grab another Deli sheet. I'm trying to figure out which way I prefer to lay down the paper and see like how to line it up on the plate. That's pretty cool too. It's organic and just some really nice little marks. Okay, I've got my print left over. I grabbed another stencil and actually just used this in my mixed media that I posted. So that was a really fun one to do. I'm going to put some orange on this to go with the yellow and brown. And I'm just going to brayer this on just like I did with the other stencil. And I'm also going to print this on another sheet too, from my leftover paint. But first, let's get this paint onto the jelly plate. And you know, you can't really do this on paper, but it works really well with your brayer on a jelly plate. It just really gets that pattern in there. And then I'm going to lift my stencil and flip it right onto my sheet, and then roll off my paint, whatever's left over, onto this sheet. And we get another print left behind on there. So now we've got this pattern, and I think I'm going to grab one more color and maybe I will grab this peachy color. We'll just see how it looks. Sometimes these sort of happy accidents make the best prints, so we'll just see how these colors pull. I've got yellow, brown, orange, and now a peach color. And I'm going to pull this using printer paper, and I'm going to try to get everything up in one pull. So we'll just see how that goes. Okay, fresh sheet of printer paper. I am not mad at it. That's a cool piece of paper. Look at this. I love that. It's so bright, but also earthy. That's beautiful. Okay, love it. I wonder if I can pick any of this up. I don't know. We'll see. And I'll get my brayer on here and see if that helps. Well, not really. But I did get a little bit of the ghost. So you see some of these marks here. That looks pretty cool. So this will be an interesting one. And I can still print on that again, and I probably will. I'm going to grab some more copper here and some more titanium white. By the way, this craft paper is great for just sort of using as a palette. And I'm going to spread some more stripes on here. Now, why not do some more string? Okay, let's do another print with this magazine sheet. Got some stripes on there. That's going to be an interesting paper to use. Okay. Now let's pull our string up and see what else we can do. Let me grab the rest of this yellow and some more of this copper, some more white. I'm going to just do some doodling in here. Why don't we try this string piece? And we'll do another print on it. Oh, I really love how this is looking. It's just so cool. Let's see about this one maybe. I have the flowers on here that are old. Let's see if we can pull anything else on it. And yeah, we got some more stripes, some more texture. I think that looks great too. Okay. Now, how about another kind of dark color, but maybe I'll add some more white again. Just use up what I've got left on my piece of craft paper. And just add some more of these marks. And maybe some more stamps. And then, why don't we add some more of this paint? And the white's still a little bit wet, but maybe it'll just add a little bit of extra color to the back of our sheet. All right, let's see if we can get a clean print. I like that. I love these little ghost marks. I mean, it just adds something so special to a jelly print. I just love how that looks. All right, I've got another stencil, and this is kind of like tree bark. I like that though. Just like that. And I'm just going to go ahead on here with the magazine page again. See how that goes. Oh, look at that. That makes a difference too. Just putting it over. Okay, I'm going to grab this piece of paper that we just printed on, and I'm going to see if I can get another print from my stencil. Actually, you know what? Yeah, let's do that. We'll just see what we get. Yes, that's fabulous. I like that a lot. All right. Now I wonder if we can do some flowers behind it. Why not, right? And maybe I'll do some titanium white flowers. I wonder if I can do another print on this while I'm waiting for this one to kind of dry. Let's see. I'm going to set this paper down. And put my stencil right on it. And we'll see what we get. I love this. That is going to be a beautiful print, I bet. And here we go with that one. That one looks great too. Okay, I want to do another color on here that is going to be another contrast. So, you know what I don't have? I haven't used a green yet. How about some lime green? This is semi-transparent or semi-opaque, however you want to look at it. Let's see what we get. This is going to be a bright one. Okay, let's grab some printer paper and pull this print. Don't think I got enough of drying time for the flowers, or they're just not bright enough. I can see the outlines of some, but it's not quite enough, although this is also a really cool print. But what I'm going to do is have this here. I'm going to go back over my stencil again, because why not? And I love that flower pattern. And I'm just going to pull a print with just the flowers. All right, first I'm going to double print my stencil, and I'm going to actually do it on my roll-off sheet, and then I'll be done with that roll-off sheet because it'll have a little pattern on it and some different colors. So here's this, and then I am going to put those flowers on this one. Let's see how it pulls. Yeah, this is more like it. I like that sheet. Yes, okay. Let's keep trucking along. I'm going to get some lamp black and put it right on here. Nice thin coat. Now let's grab our deli paper and get another little ghost print. I wonder how this will look on the back. You can see a little bit of that pattern coming through with that white paper on the background. See? Still very transparent. You can see the paper coming right through. So that's going to be a really nice paper, even though it doesn't look like too much just like that. But we can always add some more marks to it, that's for sure. All right, I think this is going to have a pretty cool little ghost print. And so I'm going to grab my other piece of paper, and I think I'm going to do some more stripes and stuff. That was pretty fun before. So I'm going to go back to this lime green because we haven't really used much of this. So let's see how this looks with the dark background, or actually, well, it'll be dark foreground once we pull it. And I love this bright green. It's just this really cool little pop of color. I'm going to go back to this one and just add some little stripes. And maybe I'll have them come like checkerboards or something. Just like this. Why not? Oh man, I messed it up. What are you gonna do? That's terrible. Now I have to make the whole thing like that. Oh yeah. Look at all those ghosty prints. I love these textures. That's beautiful. Okay. And then I'm going to do some black over this stencil. And that might look kind of neat with some of that green, although the green is kind of transparent. So I don't know how much you'll actually see over that black, but we'll just try it out and see what happens. I'm just going to put this right over the stencil. Oh, yes. I got so excited I forgot to look at my camera and it stopped recording. But I love printing on the stencils. Look at how good that looks. This is exciting. Okay. All right. This might be one of my favorite papers now. And you can still see that blue coming through. I don't know what that was. It looks like some sort of pocket watch cover or something, but that looks really fantastic. Wow. I love that. And then we still have this print left over. Why don't we do another stencil just 'cause? Okay, let's try this one. And why don't we use a different, more contrasty color? I think I'll go back to this rose pink. Why not? Why don't we try it this time with this Deli paper and see how that goes? Just printing right on the stencil on the Gelli plate. Oh, that's really nice. I like this. Okay. Boy, what do we want to do, guys? I'm going to let this dry, and then I'm going to come right back and put another coat on and then try to get a full print and see what we get. I'll be right back. All right, I'm back and mostly dry. I think I'm going to put yellow on the back of this, and it'll have enough contrast to do what we want. So let's go. And this will be, I think, a nice bright sheet. But I'm going to try to get a full pull with a piece of regular paper. Whoops. Okay. Got a fresh piece of paper. Let's go. Oh, not quite enough contrast with that pink, but you can still see it a little bit coming through there. That looks awesome. All right. Now I'm going to grab another stencil. I'm going to hurry up and do like a couple more because, boy, I am like out of time. Okay. I'm going to go back to this Purple Lake. And I've got one more stencil. I'm going to do it with some titanium white. And go back over that dark background, and maybe even it will leave a cool mark with the rest of that. There might be some purple on it too. So let's just see how it goes. Okay, let's put that sheet back on here. Bam! That's what I like to see right there. I love that. All right, let's see if we can get another one on this because there's quite a bit of paint on there. Oh yeah, another good print. That's gorgeous too. Okay. Okay, so this is dry. I'm going to put down another color behind this, and I think I'm going to do my bright aqua green. And a little bit of this deep yellow. And I'm going to mix those together to get a little bit of a different green, but also just get some different marks and a little bit of blending on the background here. And then I'm going to put another magazine page on top. I really love these patterns. This is fabulous. All right, I'm going to pull this off. See if I can get another print on this paper. And then I'm going to take this paper and see if I can get anything else to come up here. Oh, that's pretty neat too. I like that a lot. I'm going to put some titanium white on here. Oh yeah, look at that. That's gorgeous and so textured. I love it. That looks wonderful. I'm going to grab this burnt sienna again. I haven't really used that in a while. And I am going to grab this and start just dragging some paint and getting an interesting blend here. I'm going to take my stylus and just make some marks just like this and move some of that paint aside. Then I'm going to grab this paper. Now this was some thicker paint, and so I still have plenty left here, but I also have some interesting marks on this paper that I'm going to keep. Now I'm going to do a little bit more titanium white, just like that. And I'm going to not really blend it in so much and see what we get. And I'll use this magazine sheet. That's pretty cool. I think I'm going to do stencils on top of these, but for right now, we've got an interesting background. All right, I got another stencil. Why don't we go into this purple again? I'm going to go on to this one. Well, you know what? Let's see. Let's try this one. This one has a lot of different stuff on it, so I think it can handle another layer. Yeah, I like that. And it's subtle. It's a subtle pattern. All right, let's go back to one of our originals and see if we can get some of that purple off there. That's pretty cool. It's busy, but really interesting looking. I like this too. Okay. I'm going to see how thin I can make this layer. And just see what else I can pull up. And here's one that was kind of plain. So I am going to put this one down and see what we can get. Seems to be more challenging to stick to the magazine pages, but they still pull up really good first prints. Yeah, I didn't really do a whole lot except put kind of a just another layer of color over that. But it still has lots of texture with just sort of those little bumps and dings and little lines, and some of this kind of pulled back off the text. That's kind of a neat effect. I'm going to pull one of my older sheets. I think I'm going to call this good, and I might do some more doodling and stenciling on some of these after they dry completely. But I think I'm going to call it good with the jelly sheet, or I'm going to have a 5-hour video. So what I'm going to do is use the back of this to do a second print, just to clear off my sheet. And so I am going to just use some burnt sienna. And let's just use burnt sienna. And I'm going to try to get a clean pull of everything that's left over on my jelly plate. Now, I don't really like cleaning my jelly plate. I like having those little sort of artifacts on there, but I do try to get as clean of a print as I can for the last print of my session. So that's what I'm going to do here. So I'm just going to flip this over because I don't have any plain printer paper left. So I'll just use what I've got. And if I ever want to use just a brown piece, well, I'll have a reverse side to this that I can always use. If not, it'll just be underneath a layer. So my jelly plate is mostly clean except for a few little spots here, and that's totally fine. I will just keep that for next time. And then we'll have this page with a front and a back. And I love this print. It's beautiful. All right, I'm going to clean up and then I'll be back to show you the finished product. All right, I'm back, and I think we can get together and go through all of these papers. So this one's still a little bit wet, so I kind of have it on top. But some of these, like my little roly ones, a couple of them that I didn't put prints on, I'm going to do some mark making on those another time and probably add another contrasting color to this, although I really love how that texture looks and the little squiggly lines and everything in it. So I'm just going to do a bit of paging through these so we can look at them together. So we have this one, this one. I love this one with the lines. Actually, you know what? Let me close up a bit. That way you can see. And I will just turn these to the side. There you go. All right. So I'm going to do the quick page through, but these were so fun. And we did a whole bunch of these together. I love this one. That line is just such a stark contrast. And then we have some really cool messy ones with lots of texture and marks, but these string ones I think turned out incredible. And then this is another favorite. I just love how the colors went together on this one, and it was kind of an experimental color mix, and it turned out so nice. Here's one with a subtle pattern on it without too much contrast. Here's another one that I'm going to add some more marks to and possibly use it to pull some more paint. Here's one of our, actually two of our deli paper, and you can still see my fingers coming through the back. This is going to look really nice on a different background, but I wanted to make sure to get some darker papers here. So I really love how both of these turned out, and they have some nice shimmery copper on them, and you can kind of see that as I turn it toward the light. So they're also a little metallic. Same thing with this one. Look at that gorgeous finish. Another magazine page, and we got a lot of different colors on this stuff too. All right, I got another deli sheet, and this one has a more of a plain background, so we just have some different marks on here along with some of that string pattern. Another one that is just a really dark shimmery piece of paper from that copper, and then some different copper marks on here. I might actually keep this the way it is just because I really love that smooth finish on it, and you can still see a little bit of the background there. I think that actually turned out pretty beautiful, even though it's just a simple paper. This one's another deli paper, and so we have a limited marks on this one, but I did some brown and yellow. Another stencil one with some other marks in the background. I love these stencils too. Same thing here. Some more flowers, and it's like tree ring pattern. Here's another one of my roll-off sheets, but I got a stencil pattern on this one. This is another favorite. I love this pattern, how it pulled. It's just beautiful to me, and I think I'm really going to enjoy using that in a project. Here's another one with just a simple pattern, but you get some of that grungy look from that remnant paint on the Gelli plate. Another deli paper. Another really cool one with a line pattern and lots of artifacts. I love these textured ones. They're so good and grungy, but they'll add a lot of interest to a painting. Here's another one with a stencil pull. Another stencil pull. This is the one I did 2 in a row, so I think these will be pretty cool. Another one with that green and yellow, I'm sorry, blue and yellow mix with some green. That was really pretty. Same thing here, and we have some of the copper on here too. So this was a double pull at least. Some of these magazine papers got a lot of layers. And I really love this one too. It just has so much texture. And I'm going to hold this up even closer, but you can see all that interest on the page. This is going to be a lot of fun to work with. Here's another one that I'm going to do some mark making on. And then another deli paper. And I like this sort of cloudy look with some of that faint texture in there. This is another favorite. It's just so bright, and just the green and blue is just gorgeous to me with that texture on it too. And then here is the last one. Okay, so all together we have a whopping 35 sheets of collage paper that we made in just, I don't know, I think altogether I spent a couple hours on it. I'm not sure how long this will be when I finish editing, but you can get a lot of these papers done if you sit down for a while and just kind of run through them. Once you get going, it's a pretty fast process. So hope you enjoyed this video. Hope you enjoyed spending some time with me today, and I hope you try some of these yourself. If you don't have a Gelli plate, just make some marks on some papers, and the sky is the limit, truly. You can just find some household items and mark make and just have some fun with color. And I would really love to hear in the comments below if you got some ideas from this video today. So thank you so much for watching. Have a great day, and until next time, keep creating. Bye.